Today, we're going to be going over the review to content blueprint. I'm going to be showing you how to turn any 5-star review into 14 days of lead generating posts. If you have a 4-star that's very detailed, you can definitely use that. But if you have a lot of reviews, you can definitely capitalize off a lot of them and turn them into different types of style of content. And we're going to get very in depth with all of this, but it isn't going to be easy. Now, I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for you, but you still have to go out there and still do the work. This isn't just a guarantee that, we just copy and paste stuff. No, you have to want to grow your business. You have to want to see more success in your business. You have to want all of these things in order for you to be disciplined and start posting content. I'm here to just be the brand strategist for you, for your business, and give you everything from a brand strategist perspective. In this video, I'm going to show you how to break down a review into emotional, logical, and credibility-based angles. The reason why I wanted to do this is because I always see contractors posting screenshots of testimonials up on their story, and then they think that's going to do anything. Content is meant to actually reach people. And that's why I wanted to create this course. And even if you don't have a lot of reviews and you only have 3 or 4, you can still turn that one single review into multiple pieces of lead generating content when you just know how to break it down. Let's understand why does this matter. It matters because homeowners don't hire based off of price. They hire based off of who they trust and who gives them the most clarity. So we'll be creating a full content ecosystem based on the words of your actual clients. When you're scrolling through your reviews, the first thing that you want to identify is an emotional angle. This is what I want you to look out for. I want you to look out for how the customer felt before the project. Were they stressed out? Were they unsure? Were they nervous? Are they using any of these terms in the review? You also want to look out for reviews of how they felt during the project. Did they feel relieved? Did they feel confident? That's confident, don't worry. And did they feel comfortable? And then also, how did they feel after? Were they happy? Were they satisfied? Are they saying all of these things inside of their review? Were they excited? If a customer says, we were nervous about choosing the right contractor, but they made us feel comfortable, that's emotional. You can turn that into content that speaks directly to those homeowners who are just scared of making the wrong choice. What this emotional angle becomes is a trust post. I'm not trying to tell you how to create content to go viral or increase your engagement. No, I want people to find your page and feel comfortable hiring you. So trust post is what this turns into. A before and after experience post. And then it can also become a client journey storytelling post. That is how you're going to identify the emotional angle. Let's identify the logical angle. You want to look out for reviews that mention anything about your process. That would include your communication. That would include the way that you kept them updated, and then about your timeline. You also want to look out for where they talked about your system. So one of them could have been clean job site. Maybe you had a very organized schedule, and also you were good at having a clear plan. Something else you also want to pay attention to is where did they mention maybe something about solving a specific problem. If a review says something like, they walked us through every step and kept us updated, that's logical. That's you showing your process, and that becomes content that explains how you operate differently from other contractors. And this is good because you can use that content for a process breakdown post, an educational post, and also maybe answering a frequently asked question content style post. A piece of content like that will help you reduce objections. Now we're going to move on to identifying the credibility angle. Do you have any reviews that mention anything about being skill-based? Maybe they mentioned something about quality, problem solving, or accuracy. And then some of my favorites will be proof. So that would be more like on time, on budget, there was no surprises. If they mention something like the quality was better than expected, then that's your credibility right there. That becomes an authority building content that positions you as a trustworthy expert. So now you can use this credibility angle to create social proof content, authority content, and also project recap content with credibility hooks. As you go through the next video, I'm going to get more into the style of content as well. But I want you to just know that right now we're trying to identify and break down a review that shares emotional, logical, and also credibility. For every review that you get that's very detail oriented That's 3 different stories that you can be creating content for 3 different types of buyers. Now I want you to start taking your best reviews and breaking them down using the system. If you want templates that goes with this system, they're going to be inside of this bundle. And if they're not here or if you can't find it, I want you to email me and I'll go ahead and get them over to you. But let's keep going.